Hello, 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 hello. Happy Friday. Yes, my people, how are you this wonderful, beautiful, blessed Friday afternoon? If it is June 12th, 2020, and you are watching Omega Live with JJ, Woman Without Borders, thank you. Thank you so much for tuning into this broadcast today. Really appreciate it, Absolutely do not take it for granted at all. I know you could have been doing otherwise, but you have chosen to spend this time with me, and I really appreciate it. As you are here, press that link, right? Press the share button and invite your friends and family to come and watch with you. Absolutely, right? And remember to comment. When you comment while I am on, guys, this is streaming live, I can see your comment in real time and I can respond in real time. Yeah, absolutely. And remember to subscribe. It's very important for you to subscribe, guys. I know some of you watch the program, but you do not subscribe. But I am inviting you to subscribe to the YouTube channel, Omega News. Okay. And remember, you can also go on my social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, Omega News JA, where you can like, comment, and share the link. Absolutely. Thank you so very much. Remember, as a student of knowledge, I'm here, right, to give you, my fellow students of knowledge, information so you can make informed decisions. Absolutely. And of course, I have information to give to you today. Absolutely. So, yesterday, the Minister of Health and Wellness, the Honorable Dr. Christopher Tufton, he usually has his COVID conversations, what he calls his press briefings, right? COVID conversations, and it's always very informative. Yes, and so I am going to give you that information from the minister at that press conference yesterday. So you know that Jamaica now have 611 confirmed cases of the coronavirus disease, COVID-19. Yes, that's according to the minister. Right. These 6 new cases are all imported, guys. They are all imported. 4 of them came in on that flight from the United States of America, while 2 came in on the other flight from the United Kingdom. So, this, of course, brings to 110 the total number of imported cases into the island. Yeah. Their ages ranges from 38 to 63 years. 5 of them are females, 1 is a male, 2 are from St. Elizabeth, 1 from Portland, 1 from St. Catherine, and 2 from St. James. Yeah. So, of course, to give you my big data, people, the numbers, to date, we have sampled 15,478 persons, right? With 14,822 coming back negative. And as you heard, 611 are positive. We now have 45 samples that are pending. So you know that out of that 45 samples, they're either all going to come back negative or we'll have some positives out of that 45 samples. Yeah, they're pending. Yes, we also have one other patient who has recovered. And so now we are up to 408 recoveries. Yeah. They sampled over the past 24 hours, not this 24 hours, of course, because the minister gave his report yesterday. So the last 24 hours, they sampled 325, and that's where they got their numbers. Yeah. Okay. So now some numbers have changed, guys. Our contacts of confirmed cases have now gone up to 219, and our local transmission, guys, have gone up to 39. Where did those numbers come from? Okay, let me tell you. All right, so remember I told you that there were 20 samples that were cases that were under investigation, right? I gave you that information yesterday, and it has been for a while that they were investigating, and so there were 20 cases that were under investigation. Well, they out of that 20 now they're only down to 7 cases that are under investigation because they have solved 13 cases. Yeah. So that those 13, that's what make up those numbers, guys. 1 out of that 13 is a contact of a confirmed case, bringing the number to 219, while the other 12 are local transmissions added to our 27, bringing that number up to 39. Yes, that's how that came about. Yeah. Of course, the number at Ulrika still stands at 236. Yeah, and we still have two persons who are critically ill in the hospital, guys, who we continue to pray for. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Uh, so, while I'm on the subject, though, before I move on, yeah, while I'm on the subject, since we were at press conference yesterday, right? Uh, Let me give you some more information. So, according to the Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, the Honorable Camino Johnson Smith, she says basically that flights have come in from the Cayman Islands, as well as arrangements of repatriation of Jamaicans from Trinidad and Tobago and Barbados, which are supposed to arrive tomorrow. So we're supposed to have tomorrow, Saturday, June 13th, flights arriving from Trinidad and Tobago and Barbados. And we already have flights coming in from the Cayman Islands. On June 15th, which is Monday, we will have 7 flights coming into the island. And during the period of June 15th to the 30th, for the next 2 weeks, right, we will see some 70 flights coming into the country, bringing approximately 5,000 to 6,000 visitors. And that is according to the tourism minister, the Honorable Edmund Bartlett. So, of course, having said that, you know what I'm going to do, right? Yes, I am. Oops. Hmm, what's that? Ah, sorry. Never a dull moment around there, guys. Never a dull moment. Mhm. So, of course, with that, I'm going to segue into my next story, right? According to the Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Edmund Bartlett, the government will now test all tourists and Jamaicans arriving in the island as of June 15th. The tourism minister made the disclosure, of course, at yesterday's press conference. This is a reversal of an early announcement by the Prime Minister. There had been mounting opposition to the government's decision to abandon testing requirements for people arriving on June 15th and onwards. At present, Jamaicans returning home are tested at the airports. Now, non Jamaicans are now expected to be tested effective June 15th. In the meantime, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Jacqueline Bisesa McKenzie is urging persons to continue practicing safety measures. According to Dr. Bisesa, the outbreak is not over. She says, with the new population coming into the country, this is the most critical time. Yeah, so guys, you see, you have heard the saying, the squeaky wheel gets the most grease, right? Uh-huh. The squeaky wheel gets the most grease. I grew up hearing that the humblest calf gets the most milk. Maybe in my grandmother's time that was the case, but I can tell you that in 2020, that is not the case. Yes, we must practice humility. God likes humble people. He does not walk with the proud and scornful. That's not what we're talking about here, yeah? We're not talking about pride and the lack thereof. We're talking about when persons, right, are infringing on your rights and you express yourself. It's a right that you have. It's called freedom of expression. We're talking about when your civil liberties are in jeopardy. You understand? You speak up about it, right? Now, our freedom has been taken away from us as citizens of this great world that we live in on earth, right? We don't know any other world. This is the one that we know, earth. Yeah? We were put on it by our creator, the Lord God Almighty. And as he has put us on this earth as free human beings, right? We try to protect our freedom, don't we? Yes, but nevertheless, because of a pandemic, supposedly, our civil liberties, our rights, our freedoms were taken away from us. Right? But at the same time, we have allowed it to happen because we want to be safe, right? From this COVID 19 disease. But at the same time, we have rights and we have voices, and we must let our voices be heard. So you heard a lot of persons were squeaking and squealing and making a lot of noise, and even including the Medical Association of Jamaica, right, among other persons. You see how powerful that organization is, guys. I'm telling you, the MAJ, they're a very powerful organization, Them and other persons, other stakeholders, made a lot of noise. And of course, the government was listening. And so the Prime Minister had backtracked. And so now, every single human being who comes into the country will now be tested. Of course, guys, while that is good news for some, it raises a lot of issues for others, you understand? Because we know that our country is not equipped, you understand, both with human resources and machinery to actually do something like this, you understand? Okay, so we hear that, as I told you just now, that the minister says 6,000, approximately 6,000, 7,000 persons coming into the island, right? And if anywhere after between 5,000 and 7,000 actually is the numbers that I'm hearing floating around. Although I've heard the Ministry of Health said that they are only able to test something like under 1,000. Of course, that is not accurate. That is not accurate information. And I'm not going to give you inaccurate information, right? So today is Friday, the 12th of June, right? I'm not going to be on tomorrow, as you know, it's Saturday, June 13th, but I will be back on Sunday, June 14th at 1 p.m. And at that time, I'm going to have some more detailed information for you concerning the protocols, right? And what the Ministry of Health is going to be doing to be able to handle these thousands of visitors who are going to be coming into the island over the next 2 weeks, right? Okay, I will have that information for you. But this is going to be a logistic nightmare on the one hand, while persons are happy about the fact that everybody's going to be testing. We know our health system, don't it? We have experienced our health system, right? And we know that they are not ready for this. So we can only pray and hope that in the next day or two, things will really be put in place that can assist them to deal with the what's going to basically commence on Monday in terms of having non-Jamaicans arriving into the country. Yeah, so I think part of the problem, part of the reason for the change of heart, also apart from the fact that persons have made a lot of noise, I think it also has to do with the fact that they're seeing that their so-called travel bubble countries are also having an increase in the number of confirmed cases over there. You understand? So there is no guarantees here. So you can't say, okay, countries in persons in the travel bubble countries will not be tested. Yeah, that doesn't work. Absolutely. So now everybody is going to be tested. All right. As I get more information, like I promised you guys, you will be the first to know. Now, guys, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So, this story, this story, this story, this story. And I'm going to give it to you and then I'm going to give you the update. All right. So, the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the JCF, are confirming that 4 of their members were ambushed and shot last night while on duty. 2 have since succumbed. A superintendent and another member are currently in surgery. That was the news earlier on this morning. It continued to say that these cops were killed during a shootout with gunmen in Horizon Park, Spanish Town, St. Catherine, early this morning. Um, According to this article in The Gleaner, they said an amateur footage that they obtained showed an overturned police service vehicle in the area, that the car overturned while it was being driven to the hospital after coming to assist the under siege cops. So the police were under siege. More police came onto the scene. There were injuries. Persons were being rushed to the hospital, and the vehicle overturned. Guys, since this report, I'm sorry to tell you that the superintendent has succumbed to his injuries. Yes, the superintendent is dead. So now there are 3 police officers who are dead and another one who is still in the hospital. The Jamaica Police Federation, in confirming the incident, has expressed condolences to the relatives of the deceased cops. Guys, this is a sad day in our country. Yeah? And I have spoken out against police officers who have neglected to do their duties. And there have some corrupt cops. But despite that, guys, what would we do without the police force? Have you ever thought about it? Yeah? What would you really do without the police force? These guys are what we call marked for death, because when they go out, they are so obvious. Most of them are wearing uniforms that they are targets by these gunmen. They are targets. And what they're doing out there, they are working, and it is on our behalf in order to protect us, to keep us safe. Yeah? Because when you read the news, you hear about the robberies, right? You hear about the rapes, yeah? You hear about the killings, whether it's gunshot or machete chop, right? Or burn, arson, how markets being burned down, houses being burned down. You understand? So, I mean, seriously, can you imagine if there were no police, no police force, right? No police officers around? Can you imagine what kind of society we would have if there were no police officers around? And these gunmen are running rampant. It would be like back in the day in the Wild Wild West. That what would have, days of the Wild Wild West. The woman would have been just grabbed and thrown over shoulder and taken and go rape, for example. You understand? Yeah, those things used to happen back in the day, guys. Yes, they used to those things used to happen. And so we have law and order now. And like I said, granted, I do understand that we do have some bad weeds in the police force by and large, right? The police force is doing as good a job as they can under the circumstances, because some of the problems that they're having are policy issues, you understand? So the problem they're having, lack of proper equipment. So we understand some of the challenges that they face in trying to carry out their duties, you understand? And here it is this afternoon. While in the line of duty, we have lost 3 police officers at the hands of gunmen. Guys, these gunmen are children of parents. They are brothers of siblings. They are nephews of aunts, right? People, it is full time. It is full time. You put your foot down and say, enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. You can't be harboring these gunmen, because that's what you're doing. They say the upholder is as bad as the rogue. And if you harbor these guys in your houses, sooner or later, it's going to come back and bite you. You understand? It might not directly affect you now, but it will indirectly affect you later. And some of you women, you put up with these things for 2 shilling, for the latest hairstyle, for the nails, for the Nike, for the Tommy Hilfiger, etc., etc. Enough is enough, man. Enough is enough. We have to work together to eradicate this country of these persons who are making a mock of our country with their outlaw behavior. Hmm? This ought not to be. We can't keep having this kind of thing happening. We're talking about COVID-19. Can I tell you something? And I'm going to give you some figure in a little while about this so-called COVID-19 death that we are having worldwide. How much people are there for COVID? And we create panic among people about COVID-19 when other things are killing off people much more than COVID-19. Hmm? We only had 10 deaths from March 10th until now from COVID-19. Look how many persons have died from the hands of gunmen between March 10th and today. Huh? Yesterday alone, between today and yesterday alone, 3 police officers have lost their lives. 1/3 of the total number of deaths of COVID-19 in Jamaica. And we panic people about COVID-19. And we destroy lives for COVID-19, almost destroy the economy for COVID-19. When what we need is to have infrastructure put in place to protect our police officers, that they can carry out their duties. Spend some money on the police force, eradicate the bad weeds. Major General Anthony Anderson, names him for a second. Major General Anthony Anderson, Commissioner of Police. Sir, you have the wherewithal to get the job done. Right? And so, sir, I expect you to get the job done. I know the challenges that you might face. Our former commissioner who had resigned from the job just could not, hack it because we understand those challenges why he had to resign. We do get it. But sir, if you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. And sometimes you have to really put your neck on the block. Sometimes you have to be, the lonely voice in the wilderness crying out. That's what it takes sometimes. You understand? I don't envy you for your position at all. Because I know you're coming up against some challenges. Because guess what? These gunmen out there with these high-powered rifles did not go to the States and buy these weapons. So we do understand. You understand? That even some of these same politicians, we know they are the ones who give these gunmen these high-powered rifles. Because these gunmen can get them on their own. So you pull some strings and we understand. And these come into containers into the country. So we understand how the corruption works because these goods did not manufacture in Jamaica. So they came through customs and we know how that goes too. You understand? So we understand the corruption that is in this country. But I am saying it is full time. It is full time. We say enough is enough, man. And who for it to get roll. And who's supposed to lose their job. In the interest of the country, for the betterment of the people. Right? Time is full time now. It's full time. Enough is enough. We need to do something. We need to stand. Having done all, we must stand. And we stand together in unity. And we stand together for something. For our country, this beautiful island of Jamaica. We must say, that's what we must fight over. You see, we're going and fighting other people's battles for them and other people's war for them. When we have our own battles and challenges in Jamaica to fight for, that's what we need to fight for, man. Fight for our people. Fight for our country. Fight for our security forces. Yeah? Yeah. Sincere condolences and prayers to these officers who have lost their lives in the line of duty. To the family and friends. Salute you. That was a sad one, guys. Sad. Yeah. The other 2 police officers, one was a constable and the other was a corporal. So we lost a constable, we lost a corporal, and we lost a superintendent of police. Yeah. Okay, guys, continuing with the news, I have more news for you. Absolutely. So, excuse me. You remember I gave you the story the other day, guys, about those 3 bodies that were found in St. Thomas that were burnt to the crisp, unidentifiable? Well, I have some more, information for you. There's an update. To give it some updates on my stories, right? Of course, I give you the latest as I get them. I give you the latest. Absolutely. So now, excuse me, a post-mortem conducted yesterday on the 3 bodies found in bushes in Pear Tree River, St. Thomas on Sunday revealed that 2 of the victims suffered chop wounds. The police told the cleaner that the woman, who is a Jamaica Defense Force soldier, she's a graduate of Jamaica Defense Force, died from a chop to the neck, and her young son died as a result of a chop to his throat. It was also revealed that a liquid substance was found in the stomach of the male victim. The police indicated that further analysis is to be conducted on that substance. DNA testing is also to be conducted to determine their identities, as the bodies were burnt beyond recognition. The police had theorized that the incident is a case of a suspected murder-suicide. So, remember, I told you at that time, the reason they were able to identify the female as because of the fact that she had a dog tag, the soldiers wear dog tags, right? They have the dog tag with their identification on it. And so that is what they took to identify the body, because all the bodies are burnt beyond recognition. So that's why they're saying here that they have to now do DNA testing to determine the bodies and to confirm that, that she, is the female soldier, and the child is her child, and the other body is the child's father. So we are waiting for the results from those DNA testing. And of course, guys, as I get the news, I pass it on to you, right? Yeah, so that you can be informed. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, guys. So, excuse me. I must give it this one. So, excuse me. One second, guys. I'm telling you, I need my phone. Memory, storage. I need, need storage. Okay. One second. Okay. So, an operations manager of the National Commercial Bank, NCB, has been arrested and charged with larceny. Larceny as a servant. And the charge is larceny as a servant. After investigation by the Counterterrorism and Organized Crime Branch, that is the CTOC, yesterday uncovered fraud involving $35 million. Andrea Gordon, 52, was taken into custody on Thursday after investigations by CTOC detectives revealed that funds had been fleeced from the institution. Gordon was interviewed by the detectives in the presence of her attorney, a police source confirmed. Earlier in the afternoon, NCB staffers who were not authorized to speak on the issue said that Gordon was a senior manager in the technology division of the bank. Did you hear that, guys? Yeah, thunder rolling. So, We're gonna get some rain. We need it, right? Yeah, we welcome the rain. Absolutely. Yeah, NWC will be happy. So, where was I? Oh yes. So I was saying that according to the source, they didn't want to be identified because they were not authorized to speak. They told the cleaner that Gordon was a senior manager in the technology division of the bank. Of course, the technology division of the bank. Hmm. Employees became aware of the development through the grapevine as the police moved in when many employers had already left for home. Financial institutions have been struggling with bank fraud. Yes, I know. Scotia Bank being one of them. Mhm. Financial institutions have been struggling with bank fraud, and I've been a victim of it too, so I know what I'm talking about. The scope of which is not fully captured by official banking and police data. A security executive with knowledge of the industry told the Gleaner, quote, internal fraud in many financial institutions is costing as much as what the scammers are costing Jamaica. But the institutions, especially the banks, are not talking because if the consistency and totals were to be honestly revealed, people would lose confidence in these institutions. The security executive said that banks and other financial institutions were often reluctant to involve law enforcement, preferring to keep fraud cases below the radar. Last year, May, the Sunday Gleaner reported that bank fraud totaled around $750 million annually. You heard that figure, guys? $750 million annually. But law enforcement and justice officials appeared incapable of clamping down on these instances. Yeah? Between 2013 and 2018, roughly 3,400 cases were reported to the police fraud squad, according to data provided by the JCF. Arrest and conviction rates, though, were low, with only 115 people found guilty out of the 1,029 held for various rackets. In the 5 years to 2018, there were 1,982 reports of regular fraud with 904 arrests. I mean, guys, is it surprising? Is this news to anybody? This is a surprising thing, right? Because you do understand that this has been something that's been ongoing for, it's been going on for years upon years upon years. I lost my Crossroads bank account through something similar because they claim that my account was dormant. And they stole all of my money out of my account to the point where the account was closed. The account was closed, guys. And not only was it closed, there were no record of it. That's how bad it was. When I asked them, they said to me, "Oh, I don't have an account at that branch. I don't have an account there." So I said, if I don't have an account there, how can I have these check leaves? Right? I have check leaves that I got from the bank that is going to tell me that I don't have an account at that location. I'm telling you, guys, I'm telling you, you're in a catch 22, We are, it's like we're being held and squeezed by the proverbial, you know what, yeah? Because it's like, darn if you do and darn if you don't. You need to have a bank account because you can't get certain things done unless you have a bank account, right? You definitely can't get a loan without a bank account. You understand? And not only that, on the one hand, when you put your money in the account, they are stealing your money. And some of them don't even do it so blatantly, right? But some of them do it like how this young miss does it. You understand? Because what they do, they go into, and I must tell you this, and it has been on for a very long time. I remember, do you remember the days when they used to have pen pals? Oh, remember the days of pen pals? Yes, I remember when I was in high school, right? They used to have pen pals, this pen pal program, and it was the thing at that time for you to have. If you don't have a pen pal, you weren't saying anything. You had to have a pen pal. So persons had 2 or 3 pen pals, if not more, depending on how many persons you could afford to. You had the time to write to, and we were encouraged to write to these persons. And can I tell you, many of these persons, guys, they were prisoners. Yeah, they were in prison. And I remember, right? I was about maybe 16, 17, thereabouts. But I remember there was this guy who I was writing to as a pen pal who was in a correctional facility in the US. And he was telling me why he was in prison. He was in a minimum security prison, not a maximum, because it wasn't a murderer. It wasn't a maximum. It was in a minimum security prison there. But he was there for fraud. Why? He used to work with the bank. And what this guy did, guys, he would take a penny. He told me. He said he took a penny, 1 penny. Nobody misses a penny. You understand? Very few of us are meticulous enough to go through our account and look at the account and say, okay, I have $802.05. So when you go there, you see $802.04. And you say, oh my God, I miss a penny. Who does that, right? Very few of us does that. So that's what this guy did. He stole a penny of every person's account. And it was such a lucrative business, guys. He built houses out of doing this because he worked at the bank for years. So it's not something that's been happening today or yesterday, guys. I'm telling you, this is not news. This is not news, really. You understand?